I developed a severe stutter. The bullying, I can't describe how intense it was. As I'm constructing my sentence, I then play Tetris in my brain. I'm doing that right now.
Please welcome to the stage.
We can show someone who has followed their passion, and not only that, followed a passion that every normal person would have said, don't do that.
When I think of the word passion, I ask myself, am I willing to suffer for that and still love it? The nerves and the fear element is something I am obsessed with. I do what I love with people I like in a respectful way from anywhere in the world. If it does not fit that, I don't want it.
From the outside looking in, you would say, you're fucking crazy to go and try and do this. But you did it anyway.
People ask me, what do you do for work? I playfully respond, I don't work, I have fun.
We would call you an expander, someone that's taken something that's very debilitating and you have mastered the way that you speak.
A bad day for me. Don't chase money, chase excellence. People will recognize it, they'll feel it, and it'll come.
Welcome everybody to the Reconnect to Self podcast, the show that helps you rediscover what brings you joy. My name is Scott, I'm a filmmaker and your host for today, and I am here with my wife Tracey, who is a counsellor of 20 years, a qualified breathwork instructor and psychedelic assisted therapist. Hello babe.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm very well. We've got Lenny as well.
And Lenny, and a special guest, which we'll introduce him in a moment. Before we do, I want to acknowledge our very gracious sponsor. It is Dee and the team at Ultratune in Whitfords. Now, Dee came on the retreat last year.
It was our first retreat.
Enjoyed it so much, started listening to the podcast and basically just wanted to show her support for us. They definitely don't need the business. They've been in business for 25 years. And it's kind of that old school customer service mentality, the kind of thing that you want from a mechanic, because I think a lot of people, definitely me, when a mechanic is talking to you, you just sort of look at them blankly and go, I don't know what you're talking about. You could literally say anything right now and you could tell me any number and I'm not going to know the difference.
Yeah.
You don't get that with Ultratune in Whitfords. It's very much just old-fashioned customer service. And ultimately, you just want a mechanic you can trust. So if you're in the Perth area and you're looking for a mechanic, go to Dee and the team at Ultratune Whitfords. So thank you, Dee. Okay. Shall I introduce our guest?
Sure.
We'll talk about retreats at the end, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now, he told me don't give me some BS intro like every other podcast. So let's see what I've come up with here. I met him in 2019 and I went to his office to film a video for his website. And back then I was literally just starting out. It was one of the first videos I'd ever made. I had no idea what I was doing, but he didn't actually know that. I just pretended.
Clever,
yes,
yeah.
I just pretended I knew what I was doing.
Fake it till you make it.
Exactly. Now, the video was to promote his public speaking business. And I started chatting to him and pretty quickly realized he has a stutter. And you know, quite a severe one as well. And I just thought, man, that is absolutely crazy. I've now watched him in the last 6 years go on to build an amazing business. He flies all over the world as a keynote speaker, MC, host. He's built up a business as a public speaking coach. And he's also had a film made about him by some award-winning director. I'm not sure who that might be.
How amazing to have a film about you.
I know. So, welcome to our dining room table, Shil Shanghavi.
I appreciate the no BS intro.
Now you might want to go back to the BS intros. You might be like,
Yeah. I prefer that. Whenever I'm introduced on stage, I ask my host, don't read my bio.
Yep.
Don't do that. Instead, tell people that I'm a Man United fan, I drink instant coffee, and I love wildlife.
That's one of your things that you post about on social media is instant coffee, right? You have a big, I don't know why, and it really winds people up?
One, because it winds people up. Two, because it tastes great.
That surprises me about you. I always thought you would have the really finer things in life nailed, and I don't think people would think that that's the finer
What's to
things in
say
life.
that my choice of instant coffee isn't a finer thing in life?
It could be. It could be, but it's the perception that it wouldn't be.
Correct.
Yes.
Until I make it.
Well, we might have instant coffee here. You can make us one after the show.
What a treat.
Yes. Now, Tracey, I need you to make sure you talk into your microphone.
Okay.
When
Before you continue, also, the first time we met, I could tell you were new.
Really? We can keep that in. Why could you tell? Because I was a nervous wreck.
I could sense it.
Yeah,
And
right.
and I loved that.
Yeah.
Because I've met people who are on the borderline of arrogant and confident with what they do. You weren't.
Oh,
There was
I
a
had
gentle approach.
no reason to be arrogant.
I could feel that this is a person starting. I'm starting. This works. Whereas I would have felt intimidated if it was a person who was 20 years into their career. So
Yeah.
I could tell, and I found it endearing.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's sweet.
Well, maybe that was one of my secrets to success, because I still have that even today. All right. Now, when I was thinking about what are we going to talk to Shil about, and there's tons of
Because there's so many avenues we could take this.
there's lots of different directions, but I feel all of them really probably should start with your backstory, because it is fascinating. And so, we'll spend a little bit of time on this, enough that to give people a good understanding of who you are and where you came from. So why don't you start kind of at the beginning, like where you were born, tell us about the stutter, and then I want to move on to you emigrating to Australia.
Okay. I was born in Kenya. I come from an island off the coast of Kenya called Mombasa. Wonderful, loving, supporting family. At 10, I developed a severe stutter. And there was a moment in school where the bully punched me because I couldn't say my name. And that was the first time I remember asking myself, what can I do to speak clearly? And that sent me on an obsessive path to learn everything I can about fluency and clarity. One of the techniques I learned is creating a soundtrack. So I use music. I use a signature to coordinate my fluency, and I combine that with distraction techniques. So it's a skill I've been teaching myself over the last 27 years. I'm confident that now I'm at a mastery stage, and my stutter has never gone. It's still there. Now I understand that it's given me an elite skill that I've been able to build my confidence and my career with. I moved to Australia when I was 15.
Before you get onto that, people listening to you will be going, this guy doesn't have a stutter. Tell us about some of the stuff that you're doing right now to control it.
I've come into today's podcast with 3 songs pre-programmed into my mind. One's a slower track, one's a mid-tempo, one's a faster track. I'm currently on a mid-tempo track, which plays at, and Scott, you would know this, a 4 on the floor beat.
Yep.
So as I'm constructing my sentence, I'm speaking to the rhythm of the beat.
Oh, that's so clever.
And while I do that, whenever I sense the combinations in my sentence that require extra effort, I've created a distraction technique, which is a finger tap. So that creates a neurological distraction in my mind. The combination of the distraction and the music gives me fluency.
Wow.
I'm doing that right now.
So for people who are just listening and not watching, you might have been able to hear Shil was sort of tapping his fingers on the table, sort of like, almost like you're playing a piano sort of thing, right? Mm-hmm. And they're all the things that you're doing all of the time.
That's some of the things I'm doing. Some of the things that I do. So the process starts by understanding the pace of your conversation and the energy which you're projecting to me. Mm-hmm. I match that with a song this is a mid-tempo song because your energy is at a mid-tempo now. I then play Tetris in my brain. So I can construct my sentence with. Do you remember the video game Tetris?
Yeah.
I was obsessed with that for a long time.
If the blocks don't fit the sentence, I can't speak. So to ensure that the blocks fit, I create the Tetris map, understand the syllables and the letters of the alphabet that I struggle with, and build that to the signature while tapping my fingers and applying systematic breathing to keep me calm.
Wow.
It's a lot going on.
There's a lot going
There's
on.
a lot going on.
And you make it look so calm. And I know you well enough to know now that your mind is probably not calm.
He's like that swan, the feet paddling furiously under the water.
I've learned to keep it calm.
Yeah.
I practice almost every day for the last 27 years. When you do that for so long, it becomes embedded in you.
Yeah.
Though, for our listeners, imagine you're driving a car. How long have you driven a car for?
Too long now. 30 years? Yeah.
So
30 years,
I've been doing this for as long as we've been driving a car. When you get into a car, the process of turning on the ignition, putting your foot on the brake, reversing, turning, it becomes
automatic.
That's the process now. However, while you're driving, you've still got to be aware of everything around you. So whilst it's automatic, you need to still be aware, like driving a car.
Yeah.
You've programmed it in now.
It's completely embedded into me.
Yeah.
And I know I asked you this on the film, and you didn't really have an answer. You never figured out why it started, did you?
And we still don't know.
Yeah.
Have you ever done like techniques like EMDR, the eye movement desensitization reprocessing technique? Anything like that? Oh, I wonder.
What is that?
So this technique called EMDR, so it stands for eye movement, desensitization and reprocessing. So using eye movements, you're kind of tapping into that subconscious. So the fact that you're already tapping into the subconscious by you doing certain, things that you were just describing makes me very curious as to what that would do for you.
I have become more curious about people. So, for example, your eye contact, how you adjust your body language when you're frowned becomes more profound, or when you go from a smile to an uncertain look. So I've learned to read people, and that's come because I've realized 95% of people don't know how to react when you stutter. So it's my responsibility to make sure you are comfortable by it. And that means I can see your micro expressions. I can see when your body language will change. And then I create a strategy to make you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, how do you react?
This will be a theme throughout this conversation is strategy. You have a strategy for everything.
I do.
Yeah, you really do. Now that I think about what I know about you, you certainly do. Yeah.
And I don't know whether to get into it now because I also want to talk, I want to set the scene a little bit more and then we'll delve into, because I think one of the things, I may as well sort of tease it out now. One of the reasons I think for having Shil on the show, and like I said, there could be lots, is I think people out there can just let life pass them by. And it's, I know this is a cliche almost, but life is a thing that just happens to them.
Yeah.
They don't, for whatever reason, it could be plenty of reasons, plenty of valid reasons why, but they don't grab it by the balls.
They're just reacting to what happens.
Yeah. Whereas I felt having Shil on the show, we can show someone who has followed their passion, and not only that, followed a passion that every normal person would have said, don't do that. You have a stutter and you want to be a public speaker?
Probably not the best one for you to go pursue.
well, they did. And because a person stutters doesn't mean we don't have intelligence.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean we can't speak. What it does mean is that we see speech in a way that 99% of people will never see.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We construct our sentences in a way that you never have to think about. So why can't I be a public speaker?
Yeah. Yeah. You got more skill in it, really.
Exactly. I think about it in more detail.
Yeah.
Well, there's tons of things that make you fascinating, but you moved to Australia by yourself.
Yes.
And how old are you?
15.
Which is crazy because Tommy is about to turn 16. So to think
Oh
of
my
him,
God, I just realised that.
Yeah.
Because
Imagine-
we made the film 6 years ago, so he was only 10 then. Understanding him moving to another country by
Thomas.
himself.
I-
No
that
offense,
puts
Tom.
that puts
but
it in
you're not
perspective.
ready.
When you think about someone you know that's 15 and that person going to another country and setting up a life, that blows my mind.
How do you think that shaped the person that you are?
Enormously.
Resilience-wise, or being out of your comfort zone, or
Describe all the adjectives and we can tick all of them.
Wow.
yeah.
So when you think back to that 15-year-old, what do you think?
Tracy's going to, I didn't realise we were going to make you cry, but maybe this is...
Well, what do I think now? When
you think back to that 15-year-old that had the courage to go to a whole other country that was so different than your own.
It was an inflated courage.
Okay, yeah.
It was a perception of courage.
Yeah.
I think, gosh, you're a dickhead.
But was it your choice or was it your...
What I mean by that is I made bad decisions and rash decisions.
Mm-hmm.
It was a combined choice, myself and my parents. Part of the reasons were education in Kenya isn't great.
Yep.
Two, my life was at home amazing. Outside of home, the bullying. I can't describe how intense it was and what that does to a person every day. Every day. And so I thought if I get away from this, it's something else. It's something new. I didn't realize or think that teenagers, 15 to 19, are terrible.
Yeah.
So new country, new culture, new school. It was tough.
Because teenagers want to be like everyone else. Teenagers want to fit in. They want to be individual, but only to a point where they're still accepted. Like my hair can be
Correct.
slightly different, flicked a different way, but it's the same as the other kids.
I wanted to be accepted.
Yeah.
I tried to be accepted. Where I was accepted and respected is football.
Yeah.
Put me on a pitch, I was respected until I got into a fight.
Yeah.
Where I wasn't was every day was the I can't even say my own name, was the Shil comedy show. Aside from a handful of friends, it was the Shil stand-up comedy show.
As in that's an act you were putting on to be...
No, as in I was the
joke. You were the laugh. People were laughing.
I
at
was
you.
the joke.
Right,
Oh,
okay.
how awful. So when you think back to that, again, to that 15-year-old or that 14-year-old, 13-year-old that's going through all that bullying and you think about him, what do you think about when you think back to that little Shil and what he went through?
It's asking me that now with the life and the confidence I have built changes my answer.
Yeah.
It changes the way I feel about that because now I'm glad I went through it.
That's what you say at the very end of the movie.
Now
spoiler
I
alert.
love that I went through all
Yeah.
that because it's shaped the personality I have. It
Yeah.
shaped my courage, my
Yeah.
determination.
And I think that's part of why I wanted to share some of those early parts of your story, because people can often, see those things as being, oh, that's just a terrible part of my life and, don't want to think about it, want to block it out. But you're seeing that as being the catalyst, for growth and seeing that contrast of what you experienced back then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And from the time I was punched in the playground to my move here, to university, to my job, I realized that the world is my stage. Every conversation is a stage. Every interaction is an audition. So what I talk about in my keynotes is every time you speak, you have an opportunity to build trust. So the world is my stage. And
Actually,
it's been a stage since I was 10.
What just dawned on me is you're so present. That would be one of your qualities, I think, that stands you apart from everyone else. Everyone's in Groundhog Day doing the same thing, or even in conversations and in our thoughts, we repeat the same things, whereas you're so intentional when you're speaking to somebody, you're not doing that. So you are creating that stage and, those opportunities for...
Us two now, making eye contact is a stage. You are my audience. I want you to feel like I'm only speaking to you.
Yeah.
I know Scott's there, but this is our stage. When I come to you, this becomes our stage.
Yeah.
So the world is your stage.
Which is so
intense.
respectful.
What do you
It's such a
want to do with
respectful
it?
way to be, yeah.
What do you want to do with your stage, your voice, your story? How do you want to shape your narrative? Because you said in the beginning, we have one life. Well, use your stage.
I actually believe in many lives, past lives. But
this life.
But you understand. The life will morph into different evolutions of you, and that evolution will change on stage.
Yeah.
But every conversation, every interaction is an opportunity to share a story, and that story is an audition for trust.
Now, people listening to you might find it hard to believe that you were not a confident person because of how you come across now. So I want to set the scene a little bit around, I know there's one, and you can choose to tell this story or not, but it's that transition to becoming a public speaker. I know there was one thing that happened to you in the corporate world. You didn't like the corporate world in general, right? You went from... I don't know. Did you do uni? I don't even know.
I did. I went to university for 4.5 years.
And then you got into the corporate world and it just didn't suit you at all.
No.
And I know that from the one story you told that your confidence was not great. Is that how you remember it now?
My confidence was never great in corporate.
Yeah.
I put on a facade that it was great. So I bought nice suits and shoes, and I showed up in a way that appeared confident. I wasn't, though. What I was confident about is no one knew how much I was practicing at home. No one could see that.
Yeah.
And so the corporate became a stage to test my practice. However, there was no confidence in it.
So what was the turning point for you? Like, when did you go, I can't do this anymore and I want to follow my passion?
I don't recall the story I told you because there were pockets of
I can remind you.
Many stories that happened. What's the one which I shared with you?
It was where you, I'm going to swear here, everyone, you fucked up a deal. There was a big deal and it was your fault.
Yep.
And everyone knew it was your fault.
Yep. So I encourage everyone to build a storybook. Collect a catalog of your life stories, and then you can refer to those at different times of your life. And that's part of my catalog. It's an example of a turning point where I lost a big deal worth a lot of money. And I realized if I keep doing this, then I have no control over my life, and my gift will control me. And it was one of my turning points.
Did you see it as a gift back? You're talking about your stutter. Did you see that as a gift back then?
No. I started to see this as a gift a year and a half before I left. So I started this in 2018. Mid 2016 is when I realized I've got something special, because that's the time where I felt it's embedded in me. Now let's go play games. Let's experiment with this. So an example of a game. You and I are both anxious people. We're afraid of going to networking events. Contrary to how I come across, I'm conscious about going to networking. So a game is, can I step into a networking room on my own, not know anybody, approach a group of people, and introduce myself without stuttering while speaking to music and tapping my fingers. And that's a game. So I played hundreds of those games.
And what I love about that is you're changing the way that your brain sees that.
Yes.
Because if you had gone in with the freaking out of who am I going to talk to, what am I going to say, you're going to get yourself anxious. So by you seeing that as being that game and that playing, how beautiful. What an amazing technique.
Yeah.
Gamify it. So then the focus is, let's go play.
Yeah.
Not, what am I going to do? The
Yeah.
focus is, let's go play. And there's a term with public speaking, which you may have heard of, where people say, picture success. Or even in high performance sports. I don't believe in that. Because whenever I pictured success, it would put me under pressure to achieve that success. And that put me in an uncomfortable spot. What I like to do is train for success and picture the things that go wrong. So I then come back to my training. And when I picture the things that go wrong, for example, on stage, if I trip or my tech doesn't work or my mic switches off, these are all the things that can throw me off.
Yeah.
Some of the things that can throw me off. Well,
That's where
because
anyone
I'm prepared
off, I think.
for them.
Yeah.
Now I'm ready.
Yeah.
Oh. So you've trained for that. You've practiced.
I train for success, and I picture things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
That's my adaptation.
And this is where I mentioned the word strategy earlier, that the way you approach life, I feel, is so unique because of how you talked about that. And I've seen this in practice. I've done events with you. I have witnessed you consider every single option and have a unique strategy for everything that might go wrong. It's not going to go wrong. It might go wrong. And if this happens, I'm going to do this. And if that happens, I'm going to do that.
So does that just make you feel really calm, just knowing that you've taken care of it all?
It does.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It reduces the anxiety.
Yeah, perfect. I have my own personal backup for all half of the things that you
me.
said. Yes. With the tech going wrong and the whatever, I just look in Scott's direction.
Even something like approaching a group of people. It's a scary thing to do when we go to.
It is. I think
you mentioned
it is
it
too.
earlier. Like it's my worst nightmare.
What's an easy to remember line to approach a group of people with? And then what can go wrong is the group of people say no.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but this is actually, like, obviously our listeners have jobs. They probably have to go to networking events or even in a meeting. Why don't you share some, like you have so many amazing ways to help people who are like me, who are nervous to, and the interesting thing about me is I can go to a networking session and my approach is I'm just going to force myself to be on, and I will be on, and I will entertain whoever's talking to me. I will entertain them for however long it takes. But then I'm exhausted, and I know you get this too.
Yeah.
I have to go and rest.
Yes.
Can I just say, though, that was not your technique years ago. Scott was very awkward in these situations.
No, I think I was maybe a little bit selfish and didn't care if there was an awkward moment. Whereas now I'm a bit...
I feel like you almost embraced those awkward moments. You did not mind about silence.
I guess, and I wasn't a filmmaker back then, but I guess I found it interesting how humans behave in certain situations. I found that interesting.
So you wouldn't fill the space or the silence?
Well, one of the things that used to annoy me is, let's say we've literally just met, right, at a networking event. We know nothing about each other.
Yep.
And you show zero interest in me.
Yep.
Drives me nuts. And I have no time for that. And so I wouldn't really make much of an effort with that person because I just find that rude. Like, why would you put so little effort into me? Or the people who ask you what you do, quickly realize you're of no use to them and then move on to someone else.
Unless you answer, what do you do, with something that's unrelated to work. And
yeah, well, I know you have. Well, why don't you talk? Because I know you've got tons to share in that. And I think people get a bit out of it. Because what do you do is one of your pet peeves, right?
I never asked that question.
Yeah.
Because behind a title and a job is a human.
Yeah. And people over-identify with what they do.
Yeah. They place importance on their titles.
Yeah.
When somebody asks you, well, what do you do? My interpretation of that is, well, I do many things, professionally and personally. And so a way to make it fun, I use an example of, I collect sneakers. What about you? Or I say, I'm a wildlife enthusiast, or I travel the world doing wildlife storytelling. So I answer it in a way that's unexpected.
It's interesting then as well.
It's designed to make it interesting, pique curiosity, and encourage story sharing.
Yeah.
Because we love stories. We're wired to enjoy
we
stories.
really do. Yeah.
So think about a way to answer what do you do in a way that makes it interesting with a story.
Yeah.
And
That's a
I
good
think
tip.
you are making that person feel more comfortable because you're giving them something to grasp onto.
Yes.
Like if you said, oh, I'm a software engineer,
Nothing to grab.
what am I grabbing onto there?
See, I can, because I've trained to expand on that. For most people, it's a difficult bridge to build.
Yeah.
How do we do it? What's the next step in conversation? So to make it easier, be interesting, be memorable. Don't feel as though you have to answer, what do you do with, I'm a mechanic, or I'm an accountant.
And you know what? And again, I think it comes down to patterns and habits and things just being recycled, and it's boring.
So
I love that you don't
One
do
of your
that.
tips is, and I've shot lots of videos for you, so I know some of these. But it's totally fine to pre-prepare some stuff, right? If you're going to a networking event, pre-prepare so you don't have that one-word answer and then be a deer in the headlights kind of thing.
Rehearse your answer to what do you do.
Do you know what? I would say in general, if you're worried about going to a certain situation and knowing that people are going to ask you questions that you might be uncomfortable answering. So an example of that is whenever I've had couples that have separated, sometimes one person might be a bit worried about going around the family or the group or the whatever, and they're going to start asking personal questions about the split. And so I'll say to them, just rehearse a really easy answer where it could be something like, oh, I'm so glad to be here today, and just to switch off from all that thinking about, the divorce. So it's making it really clear straight away, happy to be here, that's off limits. And because you're practicing it, because you know that's how you're going to answer it, now you're not worried about all those people that are going to come up to you because you've nailed your answer.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Practice it so that you're comfortable with it, and practice it to the point where it's not robotic. You're familiar with it.
Yeah.
And then
And you're comfortable with it.
Once you're comfortable and you're familiar, then make 5 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, this is you're such an interesting person. There's again, I could take it in a few directions. The direction I want to take it is, and I know you won't take this as an insult because your wife calls you this. You're a robot.
Yes.
And I would definitely describe you as a
As a
robot,
robot.
as a robot too. And what I mean by that is you, the interesting part about this is you could view this as self-care, Tracey.
Yes.
Because if, let's say you are going to a networking event and maybe there's a few people there that you plan on talking to, you will probably plan out that whole day up until the evening of what you're going to do, what you're going to eat, when you're going to sleep, are you going to meditate? Tell us a little bit about this life that you live and the robotic nature and how you pre-plan everything and why you do it.
It is a self-care, and it's not for everyone. This is a lifestyle which will not suit everybody. I do it to remove decision-making. I do it to increase efficiency, and I do it because it makes me feel confident and comfortable.
Great answers. Great reasons to do it.
From diet to sleep to training to screen time to the conversations I have, the people I want to invest time into. And I say invest. I don't say spend. The people I want to invest my time into. Everything is thought about.
Yeah, you're very intentional.
I am intentional because I have finite time. That time is the one thing we will never, ever get back.
And I feel like people really just don't appreciate that.
We
They
will
really are
never
chasing the
get
money
time back.
and the stuff, but they don't realize our time is so precious.
Chasing the money. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Chase becoming excellent. chase becoming amazing at one thing, whatever you choose to be, for that one thing to be, and then money will come.
Yeah, I believe that too.
People will recognize it. People will see it. They'll feel it, and it'll come.
Yeah.
But don't chase money. Chase excellence.
Yeah, chase that feeling. I think I always say to people in their visions, when I'm saying do your visions, chase that feeling. What is that feeling that you want to have in your career, in your relationship, in your whatever?
My best keynote, the one that is literally taking me around the world, has been written for me.
Which one is it?
I wrote it for me. It's the one you've heard, which is now evolved to becoming, and I'm proud to say this, a world-class talk.
Yeah.
It's become a world-class talk, and it's been written for me.
Give us just for the listeners, like, you don't have to give us the whole thing, obviously, but give us a little overview. What is it? What's the story? I have an advantage because I recognize I have an unusual story. So the story is told in a way that aligns with people in the room, whatever part of the world they're from. That story then morphs into strategies for people to use, and it ends with one thing that everybody in the room can do. That's the overview. But is it the one about helping people feel more confident speaking in front of other people?
Partly.
Okay. You're being very coy about this. I still don't know.
Partly, and I'll explain why I said partly.
Okay.
One of my controversial thoughts is the word help.
Yeah.
I never use it.
Really?
I never use it. It's never in my collateral. I avoid it because, in my opinion, help is not an empowering word.
Wow. I don't know how I feel about that. Tell us more.
I'll explain. Yeah. Help is not, when you trace back the origins of the word help. I'll give an example. A person who comes in to clean your house, what were they called in?
Oh yeah, the help. Yeah.
The help.
Yeah.
Yes. When you're helpless, it's a feeling that you're unable to do something. So my brain has associated that with a word that is not powerful, that's not strong. It's a mindset hack that I have for myself. So I changed that word to teach, show, guide, embolden, empower, which is substitutes of the same word, but they're stronger words to use. So when I share the message, I embolden people, I empower people, I guide people, I show people how to.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and I think it shows the level of detail that you think about things.
You walk into banks, mechanics, the retail shops, people ask, can I help? And it's now a word which I'm desensitized to because I hear it so much all the time. So a game that I play is, what word can I use that is stronger, that means the same thing, a word which you don't hear as often. So it's now memorable.
Yeah. It's funny, actually, when I was going through uni, they said to us about the power of language. Now, I was only in my early 20s when I went through uni, so I thought, oh gosh, I probably rolled my eyes. Like, I probably wouldn't have thought that was very important information they said. But then over time, I really realised the power of language and how it affects people. And I like even the fact that you've traced back how you feel about a certain word.
Yes.
And you wouldn't believe, even in counselling, like, so many things can trigger people, like the way that a partner can speak to someone in a conversation, not even an argument, but a certain word could trigger somebody because their meaning behind that is so different than what maybe the intention of saying that word was.
Yes. Etymology interests me. Another word you used is passion. How many times do you use the word passion? And for our listeners, how many times have you heard that word being used, i.e., I'm passionate about something?
Yeah.
What does passion mean?
Well, remember, I did a presentation at your event, the 5-minute event. What was it? What's the name of that?
Perth Unfiltered.
Perth Unfiltered.
That is an unintentional plug.
I brought it up because I did a 5-minute talk on don't use passion, use curiosity.
Yep.
So I actually have strong feelings about, and the only reason for that is I felt pressure when I was trying to figure out what to do with my life when I was 40 and then ended up going into filmmaking, is you'd watch YouTube videos of people going, follow what you're passionate about. Don't worry about the money. Just follow your passion. And at the time, I wasn't passionate about that many things. And I felt the word passion put a lot of pressure on to me. You've got to figure this out.
Yeah.
Why aren't you passionate about something? Get passionate about it. So then I swapped it for curious, and that helped a lot.
I love the reframe you've got. Do you know what passion means? And this is for our listeners as well. Do you know what passion means?
For me, I would just see it as being, if it's a personal thing, a bubbly, excited feeling inside of me.
Yes.
That's my passion.
Yes. Scott, yourself?
Something that I love doing.
Okay. To our listeners, ask yourself, what do you think passion means to you? So when you trace back the origins of the word, it stems from a Latin word, pati, which means to suffer.
Oh.
Really?
Yes. An example, The Passion of Christ, the movie. What happened?
Well, he suffered.
Correct. So when I think of the word passion, I ask myself, am I willing to suffer for that and still love it and still want to do it? Because if I do, I'm passionate.
I feel that's where you live your life, right?
I do. And I
'Cause you-
choose to.
Yeah, and that's awesome, because I wanted to talk about this.
Okay.
I'm hoping that we've covered off enough of your robotic nature, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
I don't even think you highlighted that very well.
Okay.
He eats a certain meal. He does a certain amount of steps to the kitchen. You are very regimented, from my understanding.
Yeah, give us a little bit. We need to set the scene a little bit more about this. Tell us a little bit about your routines.
On the day that you have a presentation that night.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah.
On the day that I'm presenting, I used to have 22 steps from my bedroom to the kitchen. And unless I met those amounts of steps, then I would start again, because that's the logical flow in my mind. I've now moved home, so the distance is double. So it takes me 50 steps to walk from my bedroom to the kitchen. What does that mean? On talk
That's
days,
a big house.
Well, it has stairs, multiple levels as well.
Yes.
I was just thinking about my house. I don't think that would be 50 steps from our bedroom.
On talk days, I wake up at the same time. I'll eat a meal that's 650 calories. I'll do my meditation, which will go for 20 minutes. My meditation will be house music. And I will play the beat that I plan on starting with. It's euphoric and it calms me down. I'll then have a cold shower, because the cold shower makes me feel strong. And it gives me a feeling that if I can do this, I can take control of my talk. In the lead up to the actual talk, before I get on stage, I want to hit my flow state fast. So I'll record a video for up to 60 seconds in the room in front of people to control my voice and to find what I want to say. Before I get on stage, I will tell myself, and I hope this doesn't sound arrogant, I am the best.
This has changed. In the film, so 6 years ago, you would ring Adam, which is your best friend, or your wife, and you would get them to reassure you.
Since the movie, since the documentary, I have changed.
Well, you'd hope so. It's 6 years.
I have changed. I used to call my best friend, my wife, my parents, my sister, and ask them to calm me. I've moved past that. The greatest football player of all time for me is Cristiano Ronaldo. Before he steps up to take a free kick, he tells himself, I am the best. It's positive reinforcement.
Your brain will believe whatever you tell it.
So my identity story is telling myself that before I get on that stage, I am the best. And I'll reinforce that. And whatever happens, I will know my opening line. It's unshakable.
Do you know what you also used to do? I don't know if you do this now. You would be very careful. So same way that you would only speak to Adam, and I didn't know your parents as well, but Adam and your wife. you wouldn't take any random phone calls.
I still don't.
Yeah. And I want to explain this because I think this is actually very, very good self-care. So Shil will be very restricting on who you will speak to on the day that you're doing a talk.
Yes.
And I love that because you're keeping your energy in the optimal level that you want it to be. And I remember you explaining it to me in the documentary we made, because I was the interviewer, that you didn't want anyone else impacting your state of mind.
Correct. And that's now grown. So that's now become the whole day prior. I will not check certain emails. I will not take calls from people I don't know, because now, and I'm proud to say this, my level of speaking has become higher. My responsibility feels bigger. My audiences are bigger. It's now become global. So I feel there is more at stake.
But
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, and it does. But it also, you're being so respectful of what you're wanting to offer people in your presence. Like, you've set yourself up in that beautiful state for 2 days, really, to get yourself into that.
Well, when a person is talking to you, whether it's on a podcast or a conversation or on stage, we're asking for time. We're asking for that person to dedicate their time and attention to us. That's a responsibility.
Yeah.
What can we do with an hour of time?
Yeah. And you know what? It's funny when you're saying about the the respect, I guess that is what you're showing, that they're there. You're going to respect them by showing up at your optimal level.
Optimal. I'm asking for time. I'm asking for trust. I'm asking for attention. And these things must be earned. I can't earn them unless I am ready.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny because I'm just in the final stages of completing my breathwork accreditation. And so I've got to do these group breathworks and individual breathworks and get them filmed. And the times where I've done, poor Scott, he was one of my individual ones, when I've been rushed and I've felt like, oh, let's just quickly squeeze this in now. I can just knock one out before getting the kids from school or whatever it might be. When I've come in with that energy, I didn't like it. And I reflected on that and I was like, that was me. That I didn't set that up properly. I wasn't in a grounded space. I didn't have that intentionality the same way I have, with other breath works, where I've really gone in, set up the space, smudged it, had intention, had me calm, like you've done with a meditation, centered myself with a meditation or a breath work. Like, all of those things make a big difference in how you show up. So I love that you're so respectful of yourself and your audience to give that to yourself.
Yeah. And I encourage more people to do that. If you know that on a Tuesday you have a new client you're going to see at work, then the preparation doesn't start on Monday night. The preparation starts the Tuesday before. Eat well, get the right sleep, and it's compounding interest. It's compound gains. By starting early, it means by the time you get to Tuesday, your brain is ready, your body is ready, your confidence is ready. Now, when you approach that conversation, meeting, it's being approached in a way that's calm, that's confident, you're in control. That's a beautiful state to be.
Yeah. What popped into my head when you're saying that was even the other day, one of my kids, I can't remember who it was asking for something at the last minute. And I'm like, why did you not know that you didn't have that? Like, whether it was a uniform or something. So even when I'm thinking about people preparing for, a big day or something, even just knowing what outfit you're gonna wear, rather than spending 40 minutes in the morning stressing yourself out.
Let's talk about clothes.
Know what you're going to wear.
Yeah. It's so simple, but so many people get stressed when...
This one, I want to say, because this will give people a very good insight. I think they're starting to get an understanding of the level you go to. You once told me that you were meeting someone and you had thought about the tie that you were going to wear for that meeting.
Yes.
For days prior.
Yes.
Why?
Because I wanted my I'll start again. I wanted the complementary colors from my suit, my tie, and my pocket square to match this person's business, background, and culture.
Wow.
This is the level that he goes to. And we're not saying everyone should go to this level. And one of the interesting things about you is that you do go to that level.
People may choose to.
Yeah.
However, that level of planning for me gives me confidence when I walk into the room.
Yeah.
It gives me a level of confidence that I know, even if that person didn't realize, I realized it.
Yeah.
I know that my tie and my pocket square and my suit, even my shoes were shiny. I know this.
Yeah.
And it also, train for success, picture the things that go wrong. My training for success in that is to know that I've now got a conversation palette, which can go in any direction. I'm ready for it.
Do you know, I agree with what you're saying, because I'll often say to my couples that if they're going to go out and, date night or something, do something that makes you feel really confident. So for the women, I often suggest wear matching underwear. Men, we don't often wear matching underwear. But,
I am today.
Yeah, see? and then I'll say to the guys, I'll say, can you match your socks with your boxers or something? And it's just that little boost. No one knows you've done that. It could be a new product, like a new mascara. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yes.
It's that little boost that you go, I feel good today, or I feel different today.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
Have you heard of an author called Elizabeth Gilbert? Eat, Pray, Love?
Oh, yes.
I've heard
You've heard of the book.
Heard the film.
Yeah.
Another book she wrote is called Big Magic. For our listeners who like to read, Big Magic is a book which describes how to seduce creativity. How to look, smell, dress to attract ideas, to attract creativity.
Wow.
Because she writes that ideas are floating and they'll present themselves to you. But if you don't seduce that idea and attract it, it'll go to somebody else.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Wow. And I'm guessing the jumper that you're wearing today is on purpose, because that
It's
is your
intentional.
color.
It is my color.
Yeah. And even the fit and the cut, the brand, all of that would have been, you didn't just see that in the window and go, oh yeah, I'll grab that.
No.
You thought about this.
I did.
And I imagine, I can't see your feet, but I imagine the sneakers and everything is...
I did notice he looked very sharp today.
Yeah.
These are not my best sneakers.
Yeah.
Because it's a rainy day. And I don't want to wear my best sneakers on.
And you
a
can't
rainy
see his
day.
feet on the podcast.
The ones I have in my bag. Even the colors of the ones I have in my bag are a pair I've never worn.
The funny thing is, I always, when we made the film, I always thought, man, this is a guy who just is taking everything to the extreme. But I think I'm really realizing now, yes, you take it to the extreme, but the reasons you're doing it are for different reasons than maybe I thought. And it is a really good example of taking care of yourself.
Yeah, and getting your
Because-
confidence up.
Is it extreme?
I think, and we've only scratched the surface.
We
mate.
have.
You are extreme.
Some things are extreme.
Yeah.
I acknowledge that.
What would be the most extreme you do?
My techniques.
Yeah.
Those are extreme.
Yeah.
My diet for most people is extreme.
Well, you
I have
before-
logged and weighed every meal for 15 years.
Yeah. You said before, I will eat a meal that is 640 calories.
So you're 50 cups.
Was it 650?
Yeah.
I thought it was 640. Anyway, but the point is, nobody other than you goes, I'm going to have 650 calories. They would go, I'm going to have some chicken and rice.
Yeah. To people who are in that world, training, CrossFit, health and fitness, they would.
Yeah, that's true.
They would
Okay.
understand
Yeah,
it. And
yeah,
so
yeah,
for
yeah.
millions of people, this is normal.
Yeah.
I do have traits of my personality which are extreme. I recognize that. I also feel that if you're buying clothing, make sure it fits.
Yeah.
If you're going out, don't smell of body odor. Wear cologne. That's not extreme. That's taking care of yourself. And I choose to. I think other people should choose to do that. Being present in conversation, being intentional in conversation. I feel the world is, well, I don't feel, I'll start again. The world is a stage for everyone.
Yeah.
When you're talking to your kids at night, or when they were younger and you were reading them stories at night, you're present. That's intentional. Do
Not
the same
always.
with the purple.
Not always.
You made them feel like you were present.
In your head, you're in the
When
shopping
you're
list.
talking to somebody, don't look at your phone.
Yeah.
Look them in the eye, smile, be present. That's not extreme. That's respect.
Actually, I think what a better way to sum you up would be you are very intentional.
I know from you, and when we made the film, one of the thing that the storylines I thought was interesting is the idea of what is success and when is enough. So I wanted to delve into that a little bit because, again, just because you're an extreme example.
Sure.
So 6 years ago, you were very much at the start of your speaking career. And I thought the film was going to end with we could get your parents over. It would be the first time, because what we haven't said is your parents kind of, when you said I'm going to be a public speaker, they were kind of like, how would you describe it? Like, okay, give it a go, son. Like, didn't really have the confidence that you were going to make it, right? Would that be true?
That is true. The way to describe it is I learned the difference between supporting somebody and believing somebody.
Yeah, okay. So you felt they were going to support you, but they didn't believe you would do it.
People supported me.
Yep.
No one believed me.
Wow.
Supporting is different.
What was that like for you?
Believing is different. So when you tell a person great, and then they add a follow-up, good luck.
I feel like that with the podcast.
Another controversial line, I never use good luck. Because nothing I do is about luck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yours
For
is
you,
preparation.
It's about preparation.
Yeah.
So I asked my parents' friends to never wish me luck. I asked them, can you change that to go be great?
Yeah, that's a good statement.
Yeah.
Or do what you've trained for.
Yeah.
How did it feel?
Yeah, that difference.
It was part tough, part ambition, because I knew in myself that I can feel something and I can see it in my head. I can see this, so I will make it work.
How beautiful.
Because I believe it, you will believe it.
But that's
don't
you
believe it
honoring
now.
you. That's you honoring you. Yeah.
You won't believe it now. It is me honoring me. However, you will believe me when I make this work. Right now, why would you believe me? I have a stutter. I've never done this. I have no network, no pipeline, no clients. I don't know where to start. But what I do know is I can do something that no one has seen me practice. It's like a magician who practices a card trick. That magician knows.
So you're going to ask about the parents?
Yeah, so with the film, the idea of the ending was because it was such a huge thing for you, for your parents to see you live.
Yes.
You'd been doing it for a year or 18 months, and they'd heard the good things that were happening, but they had not seen it for themselves. Because of COVID, they never made it, and we had to finish the film. And so my question to you was something along the lines of, when will it be enough? And your answer in the film was, when my parents see me speak, then it will be enough. Now, your parents have seen you speak, and we've talked about this privately. The goalposts have just shifted. And that's the part that I want to talk about with your personality is you are so driven that I've come to realize, and I might be wrong, that no matter what happens, you're always going to be going, well, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? Would that be right to start with?
Last year was the first time that I felt if it stops, it stops.
Really?
Yes.
That's a big shift for you.
It is, because I was in Mombasa, my town. I delivered a talk to 100 people. My parents were in the room. I got a standing ovation. In the place that I was born.
How special.
That I grew up. It was also a combination of my parents being there. Standing ovation is always cool. Being in Africa, doing what I love, expanding my conservation program, and cementing my position as an international speaker. So it all felt like it's happened.
Yeah.
It was enough for that moment. And I realize it's never enough now. I want more. I want to push myself, and I want to see what I'm capable of doing. I want to understand how far I can push myself.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. Like, I get it in many ways. Like, why would you stop?
Did you want to stop after Shil?
Definitely not after Shil. After my most recent one, which was quite successful, got it on TV.
Not quite successful. Successful.
He always pings me.
Yes.
Always pings me on this stuff.
As you should. You got awards for that, and you went on SBS. So it's not quite successful. It's what else could you want?
Power of language. It's not quite successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I think you and me are very different. I think I could walk away from filmmaking. In some ways, I kind of have for a bit. I will go back to it. I will make another film. I'm just waiting for the right one to come along. But I know for my personality, what works is just being happy in the moment.
Sure.
And I'm not saying you're not happy. And I actually think it can sometimes have a negative impact on my trajectory in whichever field I go. Because with the filmmaking thing, I did achieve quite a lot. I achieved a lot.
Good correction.
I feel like I'm under the spotlight here.
You are. Two of us are looking at you.
And it almost was enough. I could walk away. I'm going to choose not to, because I feel like there's probably at least one or two more stories I would love to tell.
See, you're capping it. One or two more. Why are you capping it?
The other thing I've learned about myself...
Didn't even answer you.
Well, I am. I'm going to answer. The other thing I've learned about myself is I can get not bored, but I like totally new challenges. So I did marketing for a long time, and then I was well and truly sick of that, and then went, well, let's do my own business, which was still marketing, and then got sick of that, and then moved into videography. And then videography wasn't enough. It had to be filmmaking. And then I achieved what I achieved in filmmaking. And then this opportunity came along, and I was like, I want to go do that now.
Cool.
So it's kind of, that's how my personality is. Now, I think that has pitfalls, because I'm not necessarily achieving a mastery that you're achieving. You're 8 years in.
7.5.
And the amount of time that you've devoted within those 7 years would probably be 14 years of what most other people would do, just in terms of the sheer practice.
I count this number from the age of 10.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So we estimated in excess of 65,000 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing.
I'd like to address what you're saying.
Yeah.
You said you get bored? You like a new
I'm
challenge?
I'm not sure if bored is the right word, but I
need fresh energy.
I get distracted and fresh energy.
Fresh energy, distractions, challenge. You are a talented filmmaker. You have a niche that people love. Instead of waiting for the idea to come to you, go get it.
Yeah,
Go
I can, but
find it.
And this will be interesting for people to hear. You learn a little bit more about me. I don't have the same, and I don't know what adjective to use here. You could say drive, you could say single-mindedness on an end goal, because I also want to be a really good and present dad and husband, and I feel like I don't feel like I ever hit burnout, but for someone who worked at home for a decade, I was pretty insane with how many hours I was in that office compared to a lot of people. And I've sort of switched now to I don't necessarily want to have that single-mindedness. I am going to achieve this and this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Where I'm at now is a little bit more, I'm happy doing nothing, or taking the kids to Woolworths to get some snacks, or whatever it is, finding happiness in those little almost insignificant moments.
Are you happy with where you are?
Yes. But now is about this show. And I have frustrations around, I believe in this show and I would like to see that.
Great. Well, that's your game.
That's the game I'm playing now.
Yeah. That's the game you're playing now.
Yeah.
And you film.
Yeah, I'm trying to combine the skills.
Storytelling.
Yeah.
You have a background in marketing.
Yeah.
He's putting it all together.
Make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at now. And to be honest, it's frustrating.
But the funny thing is, it's different in perception, because for me, I think, what are we up to now? How many episodes have we done?
I think this will be
26.
Yeah, getting towards 30.
Whatever it is. But I had the initial goal of just get to 20, just be in the 1% that get to 20 episodes. And for me,
is it that low, 1%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because so many people start podcasts. But I
tell
heard,
you, when you do a podcast, getting to 20, it's hard work. It's a lot. Yeah.
Most people get to 3. And then, apparently 1% get to the 20. So straight away I was like, I just want to be in the 1%.
Brilliant.
Even if that's just the bit that I get to. But I kind of feel like we're just going to plod along, and I think maybe when we've got 50 episodes, something will happen. But that's okay for me, because I'm like, then we've got a back catalogue of people that can cherry pick through the episodes of what they resonate with, because that's what I like. If I start a new podcast, I love it when there's loads of episodes to choose from, because I'm not going to like everything that they're presenting straight away, but I go back to it, and later on, maybe a year later, I'm like, oh, I'm drawn to that now.
In a world which is full of content and video and podcasts and audios and talks, we're overloaded with information. And it's going to take time.
That's why I appreciate all our listeners, because there is so much stuff you could be listening to, and you've chosen to listen to this. To me, that's amazing.
Yeah.
One of the challenges for me was engagement on my LinkedIn posts. Why aren't I getting 200 likes and 50 shares and 1,000 comments? And then one of my posts got close to 2 million views. The ROI on that was a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Another of my posts attracted 2,500 views. The ROI on that was one speaking engagement. That's $100,000.
Holy moly.
Wow.
So I realized then.
I didn't know you were charging that.
I realized.
Wow.
I realized then. Don't let the amount of people influence you.
Yeah.
If it's one person who likes it and it's a quality person.
Yes.
Excellent. In saying that, I do want to increase the following I have on my Instagram. It's a game that I'm playing now, because I'm determined to figure it out, because it's a new platform that I'm playing on, and it's a followers platform. My LinkedIn does well.
I think I like the fact that you mentioned.
By the way, that's not for one single hour talk.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Okay.
It's just it was a big number.
I will
like,
get there.
Oh
For
my
a
God.
single hour talk, I will get there.
Yeah.
I've got a plan.
I have no
to
doubt
get
you will.
there.
Because I know where you started and I know roughly where you got to. So I have no doubts you will get there. The game thing is interesting.
How are we on time?
We're good.
Okay.
We'll probably go for another few minutes. Yeah. The game thing's interesting because the older I get, the more that I treat life as a game. And doing what we're doing now is a great example of it. And we did an episode about money 1 or 2 episodes ago. And it was interesting that because we sort of talked about, are you chasing money, are you chasing happiness, like what's the deal? And I think if you can have the mindset that life is a game, I think it really helps. It's helped me.
It also stops everything from being so serious or so much pressure, where it's almost taking the fear out of the failure. It's going, I can just learn. I can just learn from that, and that is just something I can grow from. Whereas people are so worried about getting it wrong that they don't take any chances and they live that Groundhog Day.
Life is a stage, and that stage is a game. And we're all playing the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You have another good saying that I'm glad you said that, because it reminded me. It's do work you love.
Yeah.
What is it?
I'll explain. So there's a speaker called Matt Church, and Matt Church has a philosophy that you do what you love with people you like the way you want. He developed that. My adaptation of it is I do what I love with people I like in a respectful way from anywhere in the world. If it does not fit that, I don't want it.
Well, I've got 3 of those. I just need to add the anywhere in the world, which if we did a retreat in Bali next year, I feel like can nail those as well.
I don't do it. This week I walked away from 2 because the respect column was not ticked.
That's a big one for you.
It's huge. And so I initiate the conversation, and in the conversation, that's a game. How can I have a challenging conversation and guide it comfortably and keep the relationship?
We had a great chat with Amy about...
I know, I was just thinking about Amy when you said that. I was thinking clearly him and Amy are friends.
Difficult conversations.
Yeah. It's a tough chat to have. However, it's my philosophy.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't fit, I would love to do this. The distinction is I don't need to do it.
How beautiful. And again, that's respectful for yourself.
Yeah.
To not put yourself in those situations just for the sake of money.
If I'm in the situation where I'm doing it, then it's a job.
Yeah.
I don't work a job.
Yeah.
I would agree. I've been offered things before where I'm like, that's not fun to me. And even though it would be more money than what I'm doing in the office, it would feel worse. So I'm not willing to do it.
Yeah, I don't work a job. When people ask me, what do you do for work? I playfully respond, I don't work, I have fun.
Yeah.
I playfully respond in that way. That piques curiosity.
Yeah, that's a good
So then
option.
I can expand on that.
Yeah.
But I love that, because you've chosen a career that you are so intrigued by and you want to learn more about and do better and better and better, that you're enjoying it.
I'm curious about it. I'm curious about our identity story, how we share stories, how we can speak, how to improve cadence. And then I'm curious about how people conduct themselves and how they respond and how they communicate. And it's all become the matrix.
Do you know what's beautiful?
Fabulous.
What popped into my head is because storytelling is part of, like you said earlier, like as humans, that's a big part of who we are is storytelling. And back in the day, it would have been around a campfire. It would have been in tribes, and we're sharing information and we're sharing wisdom. Yes. And one of the things I think we've lost in modern times is people are just speaking for the sake of speaking. And I love that, again, you're so intentional and you're watching for how it's landing.
Yes. How many times have the two of you or our listeners been to a presentation and felt bored?
Plenty.
Why? Because it's predictable.
Yeah.
It's boring.
Yeah.
We're so overwhelmed with information that we seek out and enjoy interesting things. And I'll give you the recent example, which was viral. And it's a sad thing that happened. However, the world latched onto it because of the story. The Coldplay incident.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It became a viral sensation because of the story attached to it. So my point to that is when a person is presenting, we don't care about their organization structure or their KPIs or how they improve their mental health. We want to know something personal about them. Tell us a personal story and we'll listen, because it is the only thing that you have that is unique to you.
Yeah, I agree. And that's that connection point.
Correct. Everything else can be Googled.
Yeah.
But your perspective on what it feels like to have that dog on your lap
Here's my perspective.
is your perspective.
Do you know what? Can I just say I've had to do a lot of work around this recently myself, especially doing my breathwork training. Lots of your own stuff comes up. And mine was around giving my advice, whether it's on this podcast. In fact, it's probably mainly from this podcast or social media where I'm doing it in a more of a public way. And I feel different from Scott because he is just giving an opinion from a every man's kind of perspective, whereas I'm coming from I'm meant to be with the experience and with the knowledge and with the degree and with the training and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like I've got this level of pressure on me, and I really had to stop and go, yes, that's all part of where my perspective comes from, but so does my history, so does my childhood, so does my everything. And so that's where my lens is coming from now. And I'm going, I don't care if I'm judged for that because it's coming from all of those places, not just from my degree or certain trainings. And so the more that I've gotten comfortable with that, the more I'm more comfortable to share and be like, I actually don't care what people think now because it is coming from that unique perspective. You might not agree because you're not coming from my perspective.
How many people do you think have asked me for what my qualifications are as a public speaker?
Oh, no one.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Zero.
Because no one cares.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah. I understand that.
Single person has ever asked me, can you show us your resume as a public speaker?
Yeah. Do you know what? People don't even take it in anyway because I'm a mental health social worker. So I still have done a 4-year degree and done lots of training and blah, blah, blah. But people call me a psychologist all the time. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If they're getting the value out of me, if they're getting some support and feeling that's helpful, they don't care what that title is.
Yep. I can read, listen to podcasts and watch TED Talks about strategies. What I don't have access to is how you've experienced it and what you personally did. I want that. And I feel people want that.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, I think we have reached, we could keep going, but it's been a long episode.
Yeah, that's nice.
But I'm going to do something that unusual that I never usually do is Tracey, because he's such a complicated person. Don't be scared. It's fine. Because I'm thinking there's people out there who maybe are doing that Groundhog Day. Maybe it is scary to go out and do something totally different. What advice would you give having listened to what Shil's talked about today? And we can edit this out if you're not happy with your answer.
Okay.
What can people take away from this conversation? Because then I want to ask you the same thing. Or what advice would you give? But I'll start with you.
Well, I'll say for taking away from the whole conversation, I think it's about being intentional. I think that's probably the theme of what's really come out is you're very intentional in what you do, how you do it, when you're around people, how you interact with people. It's all very intentional. And I think that's what people should take away. Be intentional, be in the moment, be present, because otherwise we're in that Groundhog Day. And I think you've taken something that would have been traumatic for a lot of people. Well, I think it still is traumatic for you as well, but you've taken something that was trauma and you've built a career around that. You've taken that little boy who was bullied and given him the confidence to stand on the stage and go, this is me. And I don't care what you think. I do care because I'm intentional, but I don't care in terms of I believe in me. I know I can do it. And you overcame a lot. Like that's massive. So if people can take away, the courage to believe in yourself, to look underneath stuff, to kind of go, okay, well, that was a challenge, but what can I do with that? Yeah. So I think you've done that in the most beautiful way.
Thank you.
And created a whole career around it.
Thank you.
So
that's lovely to hear.
Yeah. I guess I'll keep that answer in, shall I?
Yeah, we're happy with that. So yes, everyone be intentional, be present and believe in yourself and do all those things that give you that confidence as much as, we're joking that you're extreme and things. Lots of your examples are things I already share with people.
Okay.
With the matching this or having confidence in your outfit or, thinking through something that might potentially trip you up and having that reassurance of that's how I'd handle if that's the case. I think that's beautiful self-care.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
There's people out there who've listened to this whole thing now. Maybe this could be the impetus to try something new. Like, what advice would you want to give to them? And I'm specifically thinking about people who are nervous to do it. The people who maybe have been, their life has almost felt a little bit predetermined.
Cadence describes the rhythm of how we do things. Cadence in how we speak is the pace in our delivery. So my advice is as follows. The world is your stage. What's the soundtrack you're playing on that stage? And what's your cadence? Find it and develop it. Play games with it. Have fun with it.
Absolutely. I love it. Thank you, mate. That was I didn't know. I'll be honest with you. I was nervous about the most nervous I've ever been about any show, because I was like, what direction? Yeah, just what direction is this?
Because there was so many we could take it.
Yeah,
you know?
And how is it going to relate to our audience? But I'm so glad we did it, because I feel like there was...
Do you think it's going to relate?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, of course. Like, you're an extreme example.
Cool.
But I think that's a good thing.
Cool.
Because I think there's so many things, and I think, I can't predetermine what people will take away. There's lots of different things they might take away from it. But
Okay.
I feel like the overarching thing is, here is somebody who, from the outside looking in, you would say, you're fucking crazy to go and try and do this. But you did it anyway.
I don't know if you came home with those words, but when he first wanted to do a film about you, when he was first doing his, you were only doing videos at that point. Shil was your first film.
Yeah.
So when he came home and he said, I've found someone I want to do a film on, and I was like, oh, that does sound really interesting. So
Keep this.
yeah. So it's so funny that was, and I just want to quickly say as well, having Shil in our life has actually been the turning point of your career, because it was through Shil that wanted to do the showing of the film, and then you found the backlot, which was the theatre that you ended up doing a lot of work with the owner.
Yeah, that was a turning point for both of us.
Yep. Yeah.
For both of us.
To
And
explain that
is because of my wife.
Yeah.
So she suggested, get a theatre.
Yeah, because I was just going to put it on YouTube.
That's
and then
right.
You rang
she
me and
suggested,
said,
I called you and I told you, this is not my idea, this is hers.
Yeah.
It'll always be hers. Get a theatre.
And that was a huge turning point.
It was
huge
massive.
turning point.
Man, the things that did,
Yeah.
positively and negatively for me, the trolling, the bullying,
Yep.
which I now see as a great thing, enormous for both of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we quickly just say that when Shil was released, I remember, did you reach out to the Stuttering Association? I remember you just reaching out to different people, and then
We both did.
Yeah, this is going to go down another angle.
okay, all right, we can cut that out.
Yeah.
No, don't.
We don't have to cut it out.
Don't cut it out. Please keep it in. We approached the stuttering groups, and we didn't want money. We didn't want sponsorship. We wanted support.
Yeah.
And
Share it, spread it.
the intention was not use this to build my practice. I was building it regardless. And it's disappointing that they did not want to support us. And I extend the disappointment to other stuttering organizations where I have contacted, I've asked for introductions, I've shared stories on my social media. It doesn't, no one responds.
It makes no sense to me.
No one responds.
We would call you an expander, someone that's taken something that's very debilitating and you got bullied for it. So obviously, again, traumatic, and you have mastered the way that you speak.
There's a person who I've started to follow on my Instagram, and this person has overnight, and it was overnight, went from 15,000 to 35,000 followers. And I checked because a video appeared and the video was shared over 1,000 times. And I thought, with that amount, you must have doubled your following. And they did. And I've contacted this person and listed the details that here's what I'm doing. Here are my techniques. Would you like to talk? Can we meet? Can we connect? Mm-hmm. Nothing. I've contacted groups in Australia, Asia, the US. They don't respond. I think one of the reasons, two of the reasons are, one, people perhaps feel that I want to use that as a way to fuel my practice and grow it. It's not.
Yeah.
And two, the following I have on Instagram is low. It's 2,000, so I'm not considered an influencer.
Right.
So why would you want to partner with somebody who's not an influencer?
Okay.
This is what I think.
Yeah.
And so I will continue.
So short-sighted of them, though.
I will
Gosh.
continue. I will ask. I'm going to reach out, and I will continue to do this. And one day, if somebody does acknowledge it, then awesome. If not, then I will do whatever I can, because I have a technique which works, and I'm not asking for money. I'm asking for belief.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, if I had a kid that stuttered the way that you sounded like you stuttered, I would want to do anything I possibly could to support them, to help them, to show them that stuff is possible.
One person said that I come across as too confident.
It's crazy.
Just knock you down a peg, then you'll be taken seriously.
My personality is confident. It's taken me 35 years to feel confident.
And we've just talked about all the techniques you do to get yourself
why
to the
should
confident
I not
point.
come across as confident?
Yeah.
Why should... That's me being authentic.
Yes, yes.
So to be inauthentic, are you suggesting that I should come across as inconfident? Is that the word?
Unconfident.
Unconfident, to make it appear that I want support? Because I'm not doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a confident person.
Yeah.
If that's not going to resonate, no problem.
Well, if anyone does know someone who stutters, the film, we got lots and lots of positive comments when we put it on YouTube of people that are impacted who have watched it. So the film is literally called Shil, and it's on my Life Films YouTube channel. So just type into YouTube Shil Life Films and you'll find it. It's half an hour long, and hopefully you get something out of it. Now, before we go, opportunity to plug your Instagram or your LinkedIn. You may as well. You're here.
Instagram. I'm focusing on building my Instagram. My handle is Speaker Shil. Please follow me.
This is his latest game.
It's
Grow the following.
I've realized that I can do so much on that platform, and I'm going to share stories and give advice and techniques. And I would love it if people were to follow my Instagram.
Beautiful.
Perfect. I'll put a link in the show notes. And also, do you want to mention your website?
shilshanghavi.com. If you'd
Perfect.
like to visit
I'll
my
link that.
website,
Yep.
you can.
Beautiful. It's been a pleasure, mate. Like, it's
Always.
Like, yeah.
And I didn't cry.
Yeah.
That's much to my disappointment.
that's,
I would have liked to have cracked a tear out of you.
Yeah. We were close. I thought we were close there.
I
with
know.
the
I could have really
childhood
delved
thing.
down the
Yeah.
childhood. Wow.
Yeah.
You two are fantastic. You make this comfortable. There's a beautiful chemistry here. And for anybody who would like to be on this podcast, I encourage it, because it's a considered conversation.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
It's
That's
very kind
beautiful.
of you. Very kind of you.
That was lovely.
All right. Before we go, if you want to follow Tracey, it's at traceyquayle.therapy. That's TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And then if you want to look up Tracey Quayle, she's on LinkedIn. If you want to join our newsletter, it's the website is traceyquayle.com. We send a fortnightly newsletter with extra stuff that is not included in the podcast. And we also sort of put in there, if you live in Perth, when we're doing events at the beach or breathwork stuff, whatever. And if you want to learn about the retreats, the individuals Reconnect to Self retreat or the Reconnect Relationship retreat, that information is also available on the website, which we will link to.
And our individual retreats, I'm now doing my own breathwork journeys. So previously we used to do them with headphones and have them guided, but now they are live and...
Still with headphones, but you're guiding it.
Yes, I am guiding them live now that I am qualified.
Yes, beautiful. So find out more on the website. That's it. Thank you. Support our sponsor. If you need a mechanic in Perth, go to...
well, we're doing them the
Optitude.
favour because they don't need the business. They're
That's
just so
true.
lovely that,
Yeah, that is
we're
true.
doing you the favour by having a lovely mechanic you can go to and
Good
lovely
point.
team. Yes.
Good point. All right. Thank you again, Shil.
Pleasure.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.